Good. So
I think I'm doing it wrong again already. This part. Let me see. Let me see the video again.
Lovely. And also I brought in some pieces of jade plant in case. Jade plant in case I did some more trimming on my jade trees.
this is
I have lots of curly
I like
willow.
the way you
love
went
it.
down and came
I've
back up.
actually rooted some myself.
Well, I pretty well had to with them, otherwise
Yeah.
it didn't look
Well, mine
weird.
got broken.
See, I did that with that X. Remember that one I made the thing with?
everybody gets a handout. I think Kathy said she had some pins. She's very happy.
Because I did some research.
Oh, very
This
good.
was just something I downloaded for the beginning, because it gave an idea of approximately the amount of
Oh, that's
fabric you
useful.
needed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
This is this Bella Online. It reminds me of you, Anthony. As I read it, it just sounded
Pin it onto a cushion. Make a knot in one strand.
I wondered if we
Attach
actually
it
could
to
make
a
it
cushion.
like this.
we could all do that. Because you just need it. I'm doing round
Left hand
ones.
strand over the right hand.
Should we open it right up? Is that
Pull through loosely.
There's probably some foam rubber
Join the strands. They should be 1 to 1.5 inch wide.
All right.
Make a slit fold at the end of the strand. One strip through the
So
slit.
you just need one
side.
long piece, and we'll just do practice, just do the first stitch.
You need me to hand you a pin? Thank you. Here's a pin.
Okay, just try to get that.
A toothbrush rag.
We're making a rag right now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this is a toothbrush rag rug.
No, just to show you. Oh, this isn't planted. We just need a little tiny start, and we just need a little tiny bit of light.
I don't have fine yarn rags, so we'll see where we go.
Mine,
Oh, okay.
I'll just show you how we're going to start.
Okay, this is the most important part.
We're just going to put in, this isn't, we're not starting our rag rug yet. We're just seeing how we're going to do the stitch.
Oh, I see.
This is just the beginning. We can share this one if you like. Get this through.
Does it have to go in the fabric or through the
I'm just trying to pin it on. There's no right and there's no wrong. I'm just trying to attach this onto the pad. There. I just want you to see how to start. It's easier to start just to show you the stitch first of all.
Just get in here once, and then we'll find a spot.
So it's so easy to do. You have a left one, you have a right one, and this one stays still, and this one just does. Actually, I probably should have had them round that way. This one needs to be a bit longer. The left one goes in. It's like making a buttonhole stitch. It goes round, and you have a little loop here. And this one goes round, and this is how you do it. But of course, you're going to have your needle on the end. But this, you're just seeing how you do it. You go over your core. And it's just like a buttonhole stitch.
Like a crochet stitch too.
Like a crochet stitch. So that's basically the stitch you're going to use. It's going to be different, but that's basically what you're doing. You're going round and through, round and through. And just to give you an idea, and so you can see it on here, this is what you're going to be doing, of course, is
But you're working with two strands.
Yeah, this was just to show. Yeah, I didn't realize it either. I ended up getting some different
sorry, I thought I'd left this all ready to do a demo, but so how did I leave this? Oh, what I've done here. Best laid plans, as they say. I'm going to undo that one. I don't know why I put it there.
Have you turned it over?
I might have turned it over. That's maybe why it's wrong. Let's put it back that way and see if it's right.
Yeah, you work counterclockwise.
Yeah. I know what I've done here.
I think I had the ends too short.
I'll have to get it. I've got it all ready to show you, and I can't remember how it was.
At the start,
So my core's there, and this is my other one. And all I do is I put that into the loop, and I bring it through.
You're working.
And I'm just
It's like you're
buttonholing.
binding. Okay, I see what you meant by buttonhole stitch then.
I'm doing a buttonhole stitch, but I want it to in there
Yeah,
now.
like you're kind of binding something, which
Well,
is,
I'm
and
not.
attaching them to the.
Yes.
See, this isn't
This
twisted,
this
that's
is
just-
my core,
Yeah.
and I'm going round now. And I'm going round each time I go around. I go around a loop, which will be like these loops.
Yeah.
So I'm going round the loop again. I'm doing the buttonhole stitch again, but this time I'm joining one row to the other. And it's actually not very difficult to do, and you don't need to be able to have a good light, and you can see it very well. Let me do it this way. This one comes through. Now sometimes, because we're going round and expanding all the time, sometimes you have to increase to make your circle. Otherwise, if you didn't increase, you'll be making a basket. It will be coming up the edge.
Oh, right, you want it to be
And
flat.
so that's why you want to keep it flat.
Oh,
And if you see it starting to do this,
that's a...
And you don't want it to be
So it's
that.
not a bad idea even to do it
I
on a
usually-
table.
yes,
But then if you want a basket,
We're all set.
so now you can see that's how you do it all the time.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you do it all the time. I'll take the needle off here. And now we'll see how we start. And we know now how to do our stitch.
That was just to show the stitch.
That's
the only
just to show the
purpose of
stitch, the only
key of
purpose.
the pin.
And you just go, now we're going to start proper. And I don't know if you need to practice. If you want to practice, you can. But I don't know that you really need, because it's pretty straightforward once you see what you're doing. And so to start, I'm going to get 2 pieces of my starting stuff. And I'm going to out here. We'll have a long one. This could be my long one. There we go, and we'll start it again. No, this is here.
It's just,
Oh, it's just the same, yeah.
So I'll just and this is the only sort of bit that you do that you only do once because we're starting.
Oh.
You know, you don't keep starting because once you're in a circle, you're off and running. And we start it again like this. Pin it onto something. Pin it on the back of a chair or a chair seat or a cushion or something. And now, if you remember, we have one that's this is going to be my core. And this is going to be my one that's going to be going round and round. And I'm going to start it by making 6, or maybe perhaps 5's enough, I think, really, just to start.
So that counts as one?
Yes. 2. And I haven't got my needle on yet. So this is going to be curled round a minute. And am I starting? I think 4 is probably enough. I'm always a bit of a relaxed, whatever.
I think they said 3 or 4 if you're going to do a circle.
We'll do 4.
well, I guess it all depends on the size of your knots.
And now,
Well,
going to start going round the corner, you see.
already.
It's very exciting. Well, see, that's the...
Yes.
That's
I
the
see,
beginning.
that's the same.
So we're now going to thread our needle.
Which is a toothbrush with a hole in
Now,
it.
it's, I
now is
should-
that on this piece or your core piece?
Or
not the core
these
piece.
beautiful ones that Kathy's
Anyway,
husband
we
made.
should just talk about these for a minute. They were made out of toothbrushes, and this is where you used to hang it on the hook by your wash basin. So what they would do is they would cut off the bit with the brush on it,
All right.
and they would point the end. So this would become the
Oh,
needle.
that's lovely.
So
Like a
the only
chef.
sad
They used
thing
to break
is
out of jail.
that they don't.
Or to stab the guy or to stab the guy next door that you didn't like, a shiv.
But the thing is they
I
don't.
watched too much crime TV.
I've got a pair of, I don't know if I can do this.
It's good to have
Is that
this
scissors?
knowledge.
Sorry, I don't know if I can thread this. Can you thread
These
this?
are scissors.
But I thought they were.
Yep.
I just pointed it, but I don't know if I can get that through.
good point.
I'm going to point it a little bit so. But I have got, I'll show you sometime. John made me one out of a toothbrush, and he used the wrong end. Anyway, the toothbrush is now too thick, and they don't really go.
And they don't have the holes.
They don't have a hole in, but he made the hole at the other end. Anyway, I'll show it to you. It's quite funny.
You have to explain
He
everything,
adapted.
don't you?
He adapted.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. So now we're locked on. We've turned ourselves round, and we're going to start coming back now into the first loop. Which is,
The loop you put on the pin?
yes,
Okay.
which is the first loop.
Is that?
I have to find it here. There's the first loop. And I'm going to go over the core. My core's here. See my core? I'm just going over the first loop and through the core. And I'm just joining up front and back.
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's easier for you to do it than to see what I'm doing, because you really do it more by feel than anything else. And you put our little loop over there. There we are. We bring it out. Bring it through. Now you don't want to pull the loop too tight, because we go through the loops every time.
Right.
So you don't want to make it terribly tight. And so that now I'm just getting it started, and I'm going to go and look for the next loop. I'm not
I
seeing.
can see there'd be a real advantage to using a different,
Different color.
core.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're
So I
first.
suppose you could just sort of stitch the two colors together to start with.
Yes.
Well,
Then
you use,
we could
you can
try-
make two little slots and you just put them into
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And now really, all I'm doing now is, I'm going to have to join on here in a minute, is just going into each little loop here, and I'm coming in. Now, because I'm starting to go round, I'm going to have to increase probably almost into every single one.
So you just do
because
two
it's
in
so
each one?
So I do two in each loop.
Yeah.
And then the next time round, I probably do one double, one increase, one single, and then two increases. But you can always see exactly where you are, because you can see if it's not staying flat, then you obviously got to increase. Sorry, I've come
I'm
undone
just
again.
wondering if there's a formula for that. I bet you there
Well,
is.
I think there is. I mean, it's like doing a hat.
Yeah.
You know, if you start a hat.
And it depends though on the material you're using, because if you have smaller knots, it would be a different increase than if it's larger.
I think you probably do it by
Yeah.
you do it by feel. Now we've got to.
But now, hadn't you said that you had to make a whole... Where did those little scissors
I want to
go?
show you to join now.
This is the joining.
Would you like to make me a little slip there, and I'll get another one? No,
No. I'm just joking about crochet.
the way to join
But that's what it did.
Now we're
It started
joining.
at the top.
Yeah.
by joining, so you bend the end of the one over.
How far to close to the edge?
Okay.
Well, not too close, otherwise it
Not
might
too
tap.
close.
Oh,
And then we
I see.
snip this one.
Oh, okay, that's what you were talking about, Catherine.
All the way down or no?
No, just about to where you are, I think. We just need a slot there.
A slot.
There.
Right.
And then we put this slot into this slot, and we join it up. It's magic.
It is magic.
You can't.
Oh, okay.
That's quite the trick, isn't it?
Let's see the slot into this
Pull
slot.
this all the way
And then
through.
you spread out.
Oh,
And then you go.
right.
Pull the other
So
slot.
this doesn't... You don't want this too long.
There we are. And then we have to have another little slot in this end. We pull it back through itself. And so they're always joined together that way.
Cool.
So this one
I see, and then you just
comes back
and
through
you
here.
Mm.
You don't want to do too many at once, otherwise they're too
It's
long.
too long, right, so even one at a time isn't too
Yeah.
bad.
You can cut the slots if you like, and then you can just join them up.
Right.
Bring this one through. Put it tight.
Oh, you lost... Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't lose it.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is it not going through then?
There we are. I mean, they just
It probably doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then this end, we have to just poke through. And what I was doing at home was just taking the corners off
Oh, poke.
when I got here, so I could poke it through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so simple.
Yeah.
And if you sort of curl it up, poke it through the hole. I mean, it's so basic, really. Once you started doing it, you don't have to think an awful lot. And I did it in the car, actually, going up to Ottawa, and I was so pleased. I can't bear sitting there doing nothing. You know, it was just really nice to have something to do in the car. There we are. So I'm off again now. So now I'm going to come in again, and that was my last loop into that hole. So I think I'll go into this hole now. And I'm going. I've got
So
my
you're just
core.
going through the whole thing, are you?
I'm sort of going through the loop, but the loop from the one before, and then I'm going under the core, pulling it up. Now it's always a little bit of a job when you get to the knot, because you have to sort of fiddle it through a little bit.
Especially at a join.
Yeah, well that's what I mean. This bit. Anyway, so you don't have to sit and wait and watch me, but you can see what you do. And I usually try and
Trim the. Could you trim that?
I could trim that a
Like
little
in
bit,
a.
but
right?
I can usually get it through. But you know, when you're doing it to show everybody else, you can't.
If you get home and you need a refresher, just go on the internet. There's little videos and everything that'll
Well,
refresh your memory. But I think once you get
Not on the
started,
video, he already went over $90 for his last on his.
these are like two.
I said, get off the videos, jeez.
That's happened
$90.
yesterday. They've never gone over, but
Yes, $90.
What for?
we get these
The internet, because they only
warnings
have
now.
a set amount, and if he goes over, then. Like, how do you
I don't
pin
know.
them together?
I would, or do you think you'd join them with a slot?
I don't know. I thought we were supposed to have a different color
Well, I
for,
don't
the,
think-
for the
I
one
don't
that just
think
goes
you're-
around.
I don't think you're supposed to do anything. But
Oh,
I think,
okay.
I think you did it like this.
Oh, I The see.
same way.
So join them.
I think you just join them.
I see.
I've never done two different colours.
But I thought
Well, I
this
mean,
was
that-
the idea here.
Well, you
That's-
see, I had lots of this, so I started with this,
Oh,
and I just,
because I ran out and got some different color.
Yeah, well,
I still think it'd be a good idea to try
I think,
the
yeah.
extra because it's
Right.
going to be less confusing.
It's going to be
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It is.
Starting.
yes,
Right.
there we are. So I made a little slot in that one. I'll make a little slot in this one, because I mean the
So it'd probably
core
be the same way she
can
joined.
go on and
Right.
on for ages.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you find that you use a lot.
You use a lot more of the
Yes.
threading
Of this one,
stuff
yes,
than
than the
all
other.
of
I see.
Because it keeps,
I
you know,
see.
you're doing the other one, doing
Right.
all the rounding.
Right.
This is just going round the circle.
Now, would there be any reason why you couldn't, if you were really into this and you knew you were going to do quite a bit, why you couldn't just sit at your sewing machine and do an angle?
Well, you couldn't do a lot of it, because otherwise you'd have a full pile.
That's right.
Yeah.
Too long.
So
Hang on, you're right.
I'm having to try to pull this through. I think I'm going to have to undo that,
Here, this is
just to
not
get
as
it
long
coming
as
through.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
But I think it would be too long to pull it through.
This is the,
Thank you.
This is the core.
This is the core. There we are. So we've joined it up now.
I see. And then you start as
and all
normal.
individually.
So I think for this, I mean, you can bundle it up now again. Now we've gone through the hole. But you could do your first 4 stitches, say, without putting it on the thing.
Right.
You see, it would go round like that.
I haven't
So your
looked at
first little bunch.
Okay, so it's on the core.
Got the wrong one.
You rolled up
Oh,
your
right, okay, so
car
it's this
instead
one,
of
yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want me to line this up?
This is the one
Right,
that's going to do the work.
right.
That one just lies down and does nothing.
That one lies down and does
And
nothing.
sewing holes, tell her to take that little piece
Yeah.
and soak it,
Oh,
and
and
see if
it'll
it,
still fit?
see if it'll still fit. It
It's
should be snug.
It's, she brought it
I mean, once you've got yourself going,
Mm.
it's, you know, it's so
So I
easy.
got thick enough.
So I would just take myself there and make 5,
Without
4 or
So you
5.
don't have to pin it.
Well,
For the first,
And I have enough for
you don't need to.
I haven't. I mean,
Right.
I know that they think you do. But personally, I find it rather difficult being pinned, so I couldn't get. Oh look! How useful!
Yeah, I know she brought it all the other day and the stuff.
Now,
went through
see,
snug.
when you're doing this, this is the core.
Yeah.
This one goes round
Right.
and comes back towards me.
emailed you, but yeah, again, you
Yeah.
can.
Not today.
But the trouble is, you only do this once, and then once you've got this,
Once you
She
got
was
your
gonna come
four,
and then her sister.
There, it's less
you
confusing.
know, I mean, once you've done this and you're on your way.
then you thread your
You
needle.
thread your needle and you just keep going round and round. So that's your first loop.
And then her
So
sister
you're
was
going to bring this
go
one
to
round
Toronto to take serve to her brother and then she
and
called
make
her
your
sister.
second loop.
No, she can't.
What do you want to do?
But her sister's
That's coming round and making your second loop.
because they have to go.
Then you're going to make a third loop. Then you're going to hook on. You're not doing anything more than just making your first loops
Yeah.
here. And then you're going to hook on and
Continue these rods with, and then the next week's the trays.
if you really wanted
Yes,
that
I
little
get
bit
them
there,
this week anyways.
and I want to
Well,
pull
you
it.
just covered with your knots or your loops and stuff. Here they are.
Oh well, perhaps it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's your fault.
Oh, I see, that's the,
I'm tightening it up, but
right.
I'm trying not to have that. See what I'm trying to do? I mean, that's the beginning. And that you're making your loops round here.
Right. So you're really
This is for the course today.
It goes over the top, over.
over the top.
What you're doing about
Maybe
this,
I'll roll it up.
over and round.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're getting the,
So it's over and in here,
You don't have to justify it.
Yeah, no, I should. I mean, you made your husband.
and not too tight or
Not,
kind of
not too
snug.
tight. Well, you want to be able to get into the loops.
So that's okay.
That's fine, yes.
And then
If you
over,
make it too tight, you don't get into the loop
right.
because the loop's been too
Now, I didn't
tight.
realize about having to have like a core.
No, I didn't either.
No,
But there's here, there's lots of colors here that are left over
I
from our
think
book.
do one more and
You're
then you
welcome to them.
And then I'm
get yourself
gonna be,
turned around
right.
and put your
Yeah. no, you're
needle
welcome.
on the end of your.
I'm planning to do my.
Should I do one more to
No, I
cover
think
that?
that's
No,
enough.
it's all right.
I would put your thing on there now.
Dark and then
Yeah.
Look at these lovely needles.
I mean, the thing is, it's so easy once you're doing it. You just bumble along, really.
Bumble along, that's what I like to do.
Bumble along. Now you're going to come
Okay, so,
back.
oh yes, we're
No,
gonna
I
come
suppose you're not
back.
supposed to, it's this where I don't have problems. You're not supposed to be paranoid about your edges, right?
Well, if you want, Jen, you can take yours home and
rustic.
press them
It's
into
rustic.
the
It's rustic.
You know what?
You can.
I think I'm going to come back to
Marion
myself.
Starr used to, she was a master weaver and
She, Margaret, you said you wanted to do the tray.
and she
Yes,
would
okay.
press them.
So you
Go like
saw
that
what you need to do
and press them in.
before.
I could appreciate. I'm sure I.
You come over and round.
And then pull through.
You could go wider. On the original stuff we have, and do that. If you make it too big, you know what I mean? Break. You don't make it for your core, you know, like.
So once you've made your little circle,
And now you're going to come around and do another one.
the loop is,
Probably about right. Actually, I didn't do the instructions. I went right into the middle. It's got to go.
oh, over,
It's got to come. It's got to come
this is the core, over the,
and through there.
oh, okay. So under the core and over the,
It goes over the core and under the core. So you've got to make your little buttonhole stitch, you see. Now you're going to come again.
with a loop,
I did it right.
I see, is there, right?
Yes, that's right.
How did she just join it?
Now, the reason you're using a core is just to give it more body.
I suppose so. I don't know. I mean, I'm really doing what they told me.
I think it makes sense because it's almost like putting a padding in it before
Yes.
it's stuffing. It makes it, otherwise it might